This is Professor Mike Ventola from Sandhills Community College, bringing you Grass of the Week. Welcome back. This is our third and final bluegrass. We're going to talk about Poa annua, annual bluegrass, probably the easiest Latin name you are going to get to learn for this class. This is one of the grasses that is called by its Latin name. That's Poa annua, or annual bluegrass. Here's a picture of one of my former students. This is Craig DeJong. He's the superintendent up at Hazentree. This is not his golf course. His golf course does not have nearly as much Poa as this, but this was a situation where pre-emergent herbicide didn't get out at a local golf course, and you can see all of these Poa annua plants. And a Poa annua is generally a weed of overseeded ryegrass or Bermuda grass in the southeast. It's not a grass that we breed to plant, and one of the main reasons for that is you can see this patch here taken on a putting green is a lighter yellow color, and it also has, if you look close, seed heads, and the seed heads are produced at even the lowest height of cut. So this is the distinct feature of this grass. This is one that you'll hear golfers complain about because the greens get bumpy. They grow at different speeds. It's not a uniform grass, so it's something that people try to keep out as much as possible from their greens. It's, again, a prolific seed producer. It produces millions. One plant can produce millions and millions of seeds in the next couple of years. It will take a very low mowing height. So it won't take 110. Some of the newer bent grasses that we'll talk about later during the bent grass of the week take a lower height of cut, but this grass can survive at a very low height of cut, so it will take the place where bent grass won't grow. It will grow. It doesn't tolerate much else. As you can see, a grass putting this much energy into making seed production doesn't have a lot of energy to make other things like stolons or rhizomes or to persist. So if it gets hot out, the grass dies. If there's a drought, it dies. It has a lighter color. There are both annual and perennial biotypes. We won't really go into that for this class, but basically it's an annual grass. Under any stress, it will die, but the seeds will still be there. So any open space, it's very opportune. If you overwater your grass and you have compaction, and that's one of the big factors on your grass, you will get Poa annua. And one of the first places you'll see Poa annua or annual bluegrass when you're driving around, either in Pinehurst or in Bowie's Creek, is along the sides of the road where the cars drive off the road. We have a lot of compaction, so it's the first place to green up. There's water there because the water runs off the road, and Poa annua will grow and persist there very well. So if you go in your book to page 13, we're going to follow the annual bluegrass right across here on this line. It's folded just like all the other bluegrasses. The main feature, again, underlined in red, it's a very prolific seed producer at low heights of cut. Not at the ultimate low heights of cut, but even then you're going to have problems. So seeds are going to be a problem. And there are some chemical ways to control that. I predict there will be better and more chemical ways to control that. But really you want to keep Poa annua off your putting greens at all costs. And one of my favorite superintendents who we'll talk to, who has zoysia grass fairways, has no Poa annua on his greens at all. That's David Stone at the honors course. And everybody on his crew is trained to identify this grass, and they're trained to cut it out of the greens or the fairways or wherever they see it with knives. So every day they bring in handfuls of Poa, and they're a very well-trained staff, and you can do that, but it's a constant battle. It has a short 0.2 millimeter ligule, pointed, but again, you probably should not need that to identify this grass. You should be able to identify it from the seed heads, from also the fact that it's a bluegrass. So if you recall, think about what a bluegrass has. It has a boat-shaped leaf tip, and it has parallel racing stripe mid-veins. No auricle. Don't worry about that for identifying. It's a bunch type grass, so you're going to see it clumpy, just like in the picture of Craig, bumpy, clumpy, with seed heads on it in the winter. So it does not have rhizomes. It does not have stolons like the rhizomatous grass. Rhizomatous bluegrass was Kentucky bluegrass. Stoloniferous bluegrass was rough bluegrass, Poa trivialis, and the bunch type bluegrass is annua bluegrass. And those are the three that we covered for the class. It has an open sheath, a divided collar. Again, you probably won't need to look that close to positively ID this. And like all the other bluegrasses, boat-shaped leaf tip, parallel racing stripes. Very, very important with this grass. Here's a picture of the seed head. Again, it's panicum. It spreads out like all the bluegrasses. Has seeds. So on this one little seed head here, there's probably 200 seeds. So those 200 can become another 200, another 200. So 200 to the fourth power. You can do that. That's a very, very big number. So the Poa annua seeds are going to be out there in the soil. You're going to have to deal with that. Here's another close picture of Poa annua. You see how just prolific those seed heads are. Very, very many seeds on one. The Grass of the Week music is the Sand Hills Community College Jazz Band, directed by Tim Haley.